Before we look at an example of a poor cartoon character experiencing an incredible sense of dread and having an anxiety attack, I just want to remind you, you can certainly feel depressed about something. It doesn't mean that you suffer from depression. You can certainly feel anxious about something, and it doesn't mean you have an anxiety disorder. It's when you have the distress and disability associated with these feelings. It's when you are unable to function. It's when these feelings feel as though they are permanent. And when they are general, you can't. So let's look at this particular example of somebody experiencing dread and what happens when his fight or flight mechanism kicks in. There's something that triggers an alarm. I'm sure my heart has missed a beat. And now physical symptoms are developing. These symptoms include heart race, wobbly legs, starting to feel shaky. He's in a cycle of anxiety. Something is wrong. My symptoms are getting worse. I must be having a heart attack. And so our character sits down and the symptoms go away. And he thinks, if I hadn't sat down, I surely would have had a heart attack. Well, that's not true. If he was going to have a heart attack, sitting down wouldn't have made a difference. However, he was having an anxiety attack. And in this case, it did. Post-traumatic stress disorder is another type of anxiety disorder. It's not just for veterans. It's a trauma disorder that affects millions. And it includes the following symptoms: lingering psychological effects of exposure to extreme trauma. And you can decide what that trauma is. The person experiencing the trauma gets to decide what that trauma is. And you can look at the symptoms. And if you ever have any friends or family or yourself experiencing any of these symptoms, please talk to somebody. Schizophrenia is one of the psychotic disorders mentioned in the very first video you watched. I should call it the original video. On the left, there is a link that's posted online that was put together after interviews with actual patients, folks who have schizophrenia, and it represents what they experience regularly. It's about 5 minutes. On the right, though, I want to play this short clip for you. What did you see when the mask was rotating? Did you notice anything changing? I'll ask you about that in class. Ellen Sachs is the author of The Center Cannot Hold. An article was written about her in 2013, Successful and Schizophrenic. She is a woman with schizophrenia. This is a quote from her book. Every person has a unique gift or unique self to bring to the world. Please have a look at this quote from her book. She runs the Sachs Institute for Mental Health, Law, Policy, and Ethics. She has schizophrenia. Our objective is to help people with mental illness lead fulfilling and productive lives. For those of you that want to do the assignment for this topic, you will go to this website. It will bring you to this page. You will click on 2 of the different topics and write 1 to 2 pages answering the questions about each disorder. What are the major symptoms? What are recommended treatments? And where can I get professional help in my local area? Where in the area that we are located can you get help? All you will submit to me are the 1 to 2 page write-up. You don't need to hand in anything else. This worksheet is online, is posted online. We will go over it in class. We can all fill it in together. You can use this as a study sheet. You will also be divided again into breakout groups. You will be given a case study, and I will ask you to make a diagnosis. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.